Hello and welcome back to the Military Time. Today's report focuses on a moment that analysts around the world describe as one of the most dramatic blows to Russia's global reputation in recent years. An unexpected strike that not only exposed cracks within Moscow's military posture, but also sent shockwaves through diplomatic, defense, and intelligence communities across multiple continents. In the early hours following the incident, satellite feeds and open-source intelligence channels lit up with activity. What initially appeared to be a localized explosion quickly escalated into a full-scale international talking point. Defense experts say that this strike, executed with precision and timing, revealed vulnerabilities that Russia has spent years attempting to conceal. The key shock was not just the physical damage, but the symbolic impact. The strike hit an asset Russia had consistently showcased as a symbol of strength, control, and technological superiority. Analysts are still debating whether the operation was a coordinated effort by a state actor or a rapidly advancing asymmetric force. But what remains clear is that the strike bypassed traditional layers of Russian defense that were believed to be nearly impenetrable. High-level security officials privately admitted that the attack demonstrated an intelligence failure, a lapse in monitoring, and a breakdown in the expected chain of command communication. In the aftermath, Russian state media attempted to downplay the scale of the event, emphasizing resilience and rapid recovery. However, independent verification from international observers contradicted several of these claims, suggesting that the damage was more severe than initially reported. Satellite imagery showed scorched infrastructure, fragmented debris fields, and a noticeable disruption to surrounding military logistics. These images quickly circulated online, generating widespread debate and raising uncomfortable questions for Moscow. For decades, Russia has positioned itself as a dominant military power with robust air defense systems, advanced radar networks, and highly mobile strike response units. Yet this single episode undermined that narrative. Military strategists point out that the strike exposed outdated protocols, insufficient electronic warfare capabilities, and a failure to anticipate modern offensive tactics. Even more concerning for Russia was the response from its own allies, many of whom privately expressed frustration at the vulnerability and the lack of transparency surrounding the event. International reaction was immediate. NATO officials held emergency consultations not to escalate tensions, but to analyze the implications for European security. Several nations questioned whether Russia's deterrence strategy still holds the power it once claimed. Meanwhile, Eastern European governments increased surveillance at their borders, concerned about potential retaliatory actions or accidental spillovers from regional instability. Diplomatic corridors were equally tense. The Kremlin issued several statements accusing unnamed adversaries of aggression and destabilization efforts. But the world was focused less on the accusations and more on the unanswered questions. How did the strike succeed so effectively? Why were Russia's early warning systems unable to detect the approaching threat? And what does this reveal about the state of Russia's military modernization program, which Moscow has promoted aggressively in recent years? Experts also note that the psychological impact of the strike may be more significant than the material losses. Russia's image as a predictable, tightly controlled military power took a hit that cannot be easily repaired. Public confidence inside the country wavered as citizens took to online platforms demanding clearer explanations. Internationally, the narrative shifted from viewing Russia as an invulnerable force to seeing it as a nation grappling with internal inefficiencies and outdated defensive strategies. As the days progressed, additional details trickled in. Intelligence agencies across multiple regions released their assessments, describing the operation as a turning point in modern conflict, a reminder that even major world powers are susceptible to precision strikes that exploit small but critical weaknesses. Defense journals published analyses showing how rapidly military technology is evolving, and how easily traditional doctrines can become obsolete. In Moscow, emergency meetings were held behind closed doors. High-ranking officials reportedly debated sweeping reforms, including restructuring their air defense commands, increasing investment in cyber intelligence, and reassessing long-standing alliances. While state broadcasters maintained a tone of controlled confidence, the internal discussions painted a picture of urgency and uncertainty. The geopolitical consequences of this event are expected to stretch far beyond the timeline of the strike itself. Countries in Asia, the Middle East, and Europe are evaluating their own defense vulnerabilities in light of what happened. Arms procurement strategies may shift, with more governments investing in advanced detection systems, mobile launch platforms, and real-time intelligence integration. Meanwhile, global markets experienced brief turbulence as investors reacted to rising tensions and the possibility of unpredictable military developments. What makes this incident even more compelling is how rapidly it altered global perception. One strike, meticulously executed, tactically surprising, and symbolically overwhelming, managed to erode years of carefully cultivated image building by the Kremlin. Analysts predict that Russia will attempt to counter this narrative in the coming months through high-profile demonstrations of military capability, but whether those efforts will restore its diminished image remains to be seen. As investigations continue, more layers of the story are likely to surface. Was this strike a result of advanced foreign technology, a coordinated multi-front intelligence operation, or simply a case of an underestimated adversary using innovative tactics? Military experts suggest that the full truth may take months or even years to fully unravel. For now, what remains indisputable is the impact. The strike has become a defining moment in the current geopolitical landscape. It reshaped conversations about military balance, strategic deterrence, and the future of high-tech conflicts. And perhaps most significantly, it forced Russia to confront a new reality, that its image of unshakable strength can be challenged, disrupted, and even dismantled in a single, well-executed moment. This is military time, bringing you the observations, analyses, and emerging developments from one of the most consequential security events of the year. Stay with us as we continue to track new updates, expert reactions, and the unfolding implications of the strike that changed everything.